Hey friends, hey sluggos, and welcome back to my live art studio where we will be creating art and we will be also trying to get this studio together for tomorrow's open studios, which you are invited to if you are anywhere near enough New England that you can get here. You can certainly come. It's Western Ave Studios in Lowell. And if you can get here, you can come here because it's an open event. I'm definitely not the only artist. There's 300 plus artists here. And just looking. Oh, Ponzi got back to me. I just looked at Twitter. I haven't looked at Twitter for so long. And Hansy got back to me because I'm like, what happened to him? Speaking of Howard Stern, maybe we should listen. Okay, after this, maybe we should listen to a whole Hansy. They probably have like a Hansy compilation with Howard on YouTube. Well, you know what? That makes me feel better. At least I have an online, a virtual friend in Handsy. Because I messaged him on Facebook. I kind of, sometimes I'm really bad at communicating, I guess. But I don't know how people communicate all the fucking time. It's like there's too much to do. But at the same time, I'm like so happy and I'm so glad. I'm so happy. Oh my God. No, it's great. I should embrace that and feel that it's true. But I'm so happy for sleep, because it's like you really do need to restart. Like I have problems with like dealing with this 24-hour time schedule. I think I'm on like a slightly different schedule or something. And it can seem like I used to think when I was a little bit younger, I used to think that like I wish we never had to sleep at all. I had so much to do. I just never even wanted to go to sleep. And now I just have like kind of an issue where like it'll be definitely time for me to go to sleep. And I just like won't do it. I'll do like all this other bullshit. Like I'll be past my productive like capacity for the day. But I'll just keep doing bullshit like watching reality television or like eating eggs or like if it's really bad, eating cheese. Oh God. I can't eat cheese. And it's like I need to learn how to like really embrace sleep and the sleep wake life schedule. But part of my issue with that is also like I don't understand how do people communicate like all the time, like especially when it's like I've got however many messages I get in a day on Facebook. I guess maybe like what I'm thinking is like maybe you're supposed to like structure your time or like wake up in the morning and you give 1 hour to like communicating with everybody and getting back to every email, every text message, every Facebook message, every Instagram fucking message, or you cut that shit out. And like, even if people communicate with you on there, you go, hey, if you want to communicate with me, call me or text me at my number. I mean, I think I want to become maybe that person. Like Sloppy Jane, the band Sloppy Jane, great band, love them so much. Alexa, or I don't know what her name, Haley. I think her name's Haley. I've met her several times, and I love her band so much. Like she like puts her phone number on her Instagram account. It's like, just call me, don't text, call me. Which is so straightforward and probably the right way to deal with everything. But I am a millennial, or like, I don't know what's like an anxiety disorder. I feel like if a millennial is not a walking anxiety disorder, there's got to be another term for just everybody that has anxiety about everything. It's like, think about how anxiety has become like the new fucking like word of the fucking year, right? So I have phone phobia, like the rest of everyone with anxiety or whatever. It's like I don't want to talk. Like I really just communication, because it's like even if I did that, even if I got up every hour, that's the Da Vinci method of sleeping, where you sleep 20 minutes like every 2 hours, and you never go to sleep like for 8 hours. That's something to look into. I tried to do that. That's kind of a tough schedule to keep. I mean, dependent. You need like total freedom and kind of total isolation, or like total self-control to really do that. I have tried to do it like one day in my life when I lived in Watertown, honestly. If I'm real about it, for how long it's like maybe one day I kind of did the Da Vinci method, but that's like a whole different. I got this shirt, and this shirt is like the worst shirt. Let's not talk about it. You know what? Forget that shirt. But what I'm saying is, do I remember what I'm saying? Ooh, that breeze feels so nice. You don't know how bad it was in here when I could not open that fucking window. So nice in here right now. So I want to be that person that just has the phone, because you could do that. Oh yeah. So even if I woke up every morning and spent an hour getting back to everyone on email and Facebook and Instagram and text messaging and all the different ways that people send messages that everyone's supposed to see it. I guess everyone just gets the notification and reads it right away and is always aware of their phone and always ready to be answering it and in communication with it. That is not me. And I don't think that it's really possible for that to become me. But even if I did that, that would start a whole, well, you know what? I guess I have to do that and then be like, that's the communication with y'all for today, unless I'm communicating with you about something that's happening today or whatever. It's like then, because it's like, to me, a lot of times it's like once you respond to that message or respond to that request or respond, like you're starting a whole communication thread that like you might have shit to do today. You don't have time to be fucking communicating with everybody about whatever bullshit you're communicating about. But you know what? Now that I'm talking about this out loud, I feel like that's not a bad thing to do. But it takes me it'll take me days, like, or weeks or whatever, or like with Hansy, like I want to watch his show on Periscope. I still haven't figured out, like, some of the stuff with technology is just like impossible to do. But I'm like, why didn't I just give him my phone number from the get-go? I should just like give him that, because that's the easiest way. Like, I at least will see that. At least don't have to go to an app to see it, because then I messaged him on Facebook and I'm like, because I love Hansy and there's tons of things I would love to talk to him about. And I don't know, maybe he'll call into the Unbleached program tomorrow. I don't know. And then I got no response, and I'm like, what's going on with Hansy? Is it not, like, doesn't want to talk to me anymore? And then, but really, he messaged me on Twitter because he got disabled on Facebook, which I can't wait to find out. Or I don't know, something happened on Facebook. I got disabled on Facebook, and that's a whole story that I've told a million times, and I will continue to tell. But like, he responded to me. I don't even know when he responded to me. Does it show? Because like, usually the only person I usually talk to on Twitter is Unbleached. June 20th. So he really got back to me like so long ago. And I'm sitting here thinking that he never got back to me because I messaged him on Facebook and I never got a Facebook message return. You know what I mean? And really, he messaged me on Twitter. So I'm thinking maybe, but could I be like text only? Because when I saw Sloppy Jane like on her Instagram, like that's how she handles her shit, and she does all her shit herself. I mean, she wrote her whole album, all the music for it, everything, and she's got like a big band, and that's why I asked her when I saw her. I was playing at South by Southwest. We saw her play at Third Man Records, Jack White's place in Nashville, obviously. Sorry, I'm like thinking about a lot of stuff. And it was fantastic. It was the best show, and it was like mediocre. Like the first couple of bands were like too good, too polished, too like. I mean, it was good, but it was like it almost made you like die inside because it was just like too well produced and polished, even though it was a live band playing, And then Sloppy Jane came on, and Travis, by the way, my bandmate in Jarva Land, wanted to leave before Sloppy Jane even played, which would have been the greatest travesty of all time. I mean, I guess not, because we would have seen her maybe at South by Southwest if we had like gone to that show anyways afterwards and like looked her up or whatever, but it would have been a major travesty because that's like that is the absolute best performance show I've seen. I haven't seen a band or anything recently that could beat it other than Secret Lover. I mean, Secret Lover's great, and they played a reunion show that I talked about earlier today on a different channel. Because I just keep fucking going, I guess. I don't know. But her band, that whole thing, Sloppy Jane, I guess it's the band, but I feel like it's her. I think she's gone by Sloppy Jane and had different evolutions of her band and everything, and she writes everything, so it's really her creation pretty much. But so when I saw her Instagram that she's like, this is my phone number, call me, don't text if you have any, the only thing with that is that I'm just not going to be looking at my phone 24. Maybe she's not either, though. Maybe she gets voicemails and she responds to them. And that's the other thing that I'd have to do, at least for my holistic dentist. I love my voicemails so much, but people get frustrated with it. And it's like, is that my aesthetic forever? Or no? Nobody, Shepard Smith, are you here? Nobody should expected to answer messages from DMs on social media. I guess not, but I feel like, do you not answer your DMs on social media? Get an old school answering machine and a landline and screen your calls like they used to. They have to call, and they will only call if it's important. Yeah, I mean, except that it's like a fucking hassle to get a landline and shit. I mean, it's easier to just have a cell phone and do that and have a voicemail. But I guess I have to change. It's like, I think my voicemail is perfect for my aesthetic. I wish I could call my phone right now. I do need to. That's one of my biggest hangups. Like before I change my voicemail, because I guess I'll change it. But then I had the Obama phone, so I had two phones. I was going to do my business like that, but I'm so glad there's a breeze in here. You don't know what it means to my quality of life. I mean, you do. but I don't know if you can really feel it through the virtual world. Okay, so maybe we'll listen to some Howard Stern, Hansy, classic radio, but I have gone into this FHM fucking shit, and now I need to know what happens. I don't know why they do that with Howard Stern clips, though. Like, that's what I've noticed it the most with. It's probably happened with other stuff, too, though, where they play, like, half the interview, and then something happens, and they replay. Not even from the beginning, though, usually. It's, like, it's, like, some period of time. I don't know. I don't use numbers. Like, they replay what they just played. And then, like, that just happened within this clip that I'm listening to. That happened. And then they get to, like, the second part where Beth comes in, the studio or whatever. But why did you fucking replay a section of the interview right after it? And then if I'm doing too much that I fucking end up listening to it, which I did this past time, I'm like upset about it. Unless I hear something that I didn't catch the first time, then I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I listened to that twice. But that doesn't even make sense. People aren't doing that. That's not why that's happening. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know whether people do that intentionally or if it's something with the upload that fucks up. But if you know the answer, Shepard Smith or anybody else, LMK. TBH, LDR, LMK. Okay, now let's get back to work.
Come down and sit on the interview, did you, with that?
No, what was that?
I hope Mike is here. And he said you told him to come down and be part of the interview, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Hope that was Mike.
Can we take a look at him though?
I wonder why.
Hope that was Mike and making fun of me.
Sure, bring him in?
No, we'll bring him back. You know what?
I am very interested to hear though how I don't know how. Do you want to come on? I have to be in the Discord, right? I think I can get it back on this thing. But if you call in Shepard Smith and talk to me, I'll talk to you, but I have to keep working. So I'll be fucking walking around. 124. Okay. I have to be in the Discord for the Discord to work. That's a thing. Okay. So if you, Shepard Smith, or anybody else wants to call in and try to communicate with me while I work on this studio, you can. And if you want to join my Discord, where we're figuring out what and why anybody has a Discord, and now I have one, then click that link that I just posted in the chat because it's set to never expire, and you could start your own username and join Discord, where it's basically a chat room and we can share thoughts and words and media. And you can call in. It's like Skype. I don't know. What does Discord say? In Discord's mission statement, what does Discord say that it is? I don't even know what to call it. Is that social media? No. I don't know what it is. Hey, that looks good. That's looking like that. I thought this was my other jacket right then. I'm liking those blue. I'm liking this. But the thing is that I have to polyurethane that shit to really set it nice. And I think even if I do that tonight, it probably won't be dry and perfect by tomorrow. So it's like I'm kind of wasting my time by like painting on leather right now, and I really just need to like get things like make things look. What's the word I'm looking for? Appearances. I don't know. You know what I mean. I gotta fucking get it so you can walk into here. Basically, that's number one. Okay. Shepherd Smith, I gave you the info. I'm back on Discord. I don't think you should have a problem. You want to call in?
There's
Call
too much
in.
funny
But
stuff
I'm
to
gonna
get through.
walk away
I
from the
ended up
computer.
taking
Okay.
Artie's Pizzeria trying to deliver that pizza when he was unconscious the other morning.
Wait. So what's wrong?
Artie went to do this gig.
On a Wednesday night?
Yes.
Oh.
Rare Wednesday night appearance.
I'm muted.
And by the
I'm
way,
muted.
So you know, you might be having an intervention soon because me and Gary now are emailing.
I don't know.
each other
This
about
is my
proposing
other
it.
computer. I might
You know
not
what?
have
I
it
did
set.
Somebody today too. I said we're about 5 days from giving Artie an
I don't know if I don't like. Do I not have it set up right on here? I don't know. It works on my other computer. We tried to call, but it didn't work. I'm trying to unmute myself. Every time I hit unmute.
Yeah, you're muting yourself still. You have yourself muted somehow.
But I can't
You're muted.
I
Your
can't.
microphone isn't attached or it's not active or something. You haven't selected it. It's
No,
a
I
complicated
see that. Can you hear me?
thing. I understand.
Can you hear me?
No, because your microphone isn't active.
I know, but it won't. I don't know. I keep clicking unmute and nothing happens.
Well, your microphone might be inactive on your computer.
But it's not. I mean, you can hear me on the live stream, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna get you on the live stream. You're gonna be walking about anyway, right?
Yeah. Well, you can. I mean,
and I just
can
hear
tell.
myself echoing. So
Well, it sounds fine over here,
yeah,
and you can hear
I'll
me.
work with it. So
Okay.
you're having
sorry.
problems with social media and pressure, and that's the number one anxiety problem with millennials.
Is that?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Called, according to research, and this reporter has done, social media causes depression vis-a-vis the anxiety that you experience from all the pressure of having to communicate with idiots you shouldn't be talking to, like me.
Okay, good. Then I'm gonna I already have let go of that because it's like I get so much fucking bullshit. Like, I mean, not so much, but it's like, you know, half the people that want to talk to you aren't people that you need to talk to, you know?
Yeah.
You know when there's a common interest.
I understand perfectly.
But would you consider...
I'm a man pretending to be a gay man, and I'm talking to you right now on in social media.
Right, and is that like something that's arisen out of like, how did you start pretending to be a gay man? How did that happen in your life?
Because I'm probably got multiple personalities.
You think so?
I don't know. Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
I feel like they all share some kind of commonality, though. You know what I mean?
Well, you do feel a lot of things. So how was you jump in the lake or the river yesterday?
I didn't even go in the river. I wanted to, and I didn't even get to do that. You mean on the 4th of July? It was too much pressure the 4th of July. I kind of fucked it all up. But I did okay, you know. I got outside at least.
I guess that's a good thing. I mean, geez.
What did you do, Shepard?
Well, we had some hot dogs.
Oh, I heard about
Then we went down the river. We're rafting.
Oh, really? Did you really?
Yeah.
I've done that.
Of course.
Okay, you're lying. I get it. Do you consider yourself a millennial?
Hell no.
No?
I'm 56 years old. I'm Shep Smith.
Shep Smith. Yeah, okay. But I'm sure there's a millennial named Shep Smith. Shep Smith doesn't mean... What, are you supposed to be famous? I mean, who is Shep Smith? A non-millennial?
Well, he's an older man with fillers and a lot of suntanner.
Just because of your name? You're an older man just because your name's Shep Smith? But surely you were born.
Yes, exactly.
You were born sometime where, you know, it's not like Sheps are born as old men.
I believe they are.
Even Shep. I mean,
how many people you know are named Shep?
Well, fake. I mean, you're just revealing that your personality is a fake personality because you think that you should be a certain age based on your name. Which
exactly.
I don't know if you watch Southern Charm. I don't know if you're into reality television, but there's a popular
Not
chef.
so much.
There's a chef on national television at this
I live
moment.
in the South, so why would I need to watch a reality show about the South?
Well, you know what? That's why I watch it, is because I used to live in Charleston, South Carolina, and so it's just like, it's like Charleston porn for me, you know?
So did you enjoy your time in the South?
Oh yeah. I love the South. And I'm always going back there too, so it's not
Boston's
I love Charleston.
hell of a place to be in.
Where did you grow up, Shep?
Mississippi.
Oh yeah, what part of Mississippi?
Biloxi.
Did you just make that up, Shep?
No, I'm from Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
You know, there was a fort, military installation there.
Oh yeah.
My daddy served.
Your daddy served. Now, but did you serve, Shep?
They don't let gay men in the military back in my day.
Okay, so you didn't serve. Now, what do you think about this whole stolen valor issue?
I think it's a bunch of stupid shit that you millennials obsess over.
I mean, I don't, you know, the first place I heard stolen valor was actually on the Howard Stern program. And like, I don't even know, but are you aware, do you know an internet personality person called...
So let me get this right. Okay.
Called Obama phone?
Millions of hippies in the 60s wore a bunch of army surplus stuff because it's fashionable, and they did it in the 70s and 60s and the 80s. All of a sudden, that's stolen valor.
Is that stolen valor?
You guys are stupid.
No, that's not stolen valor.
Well, I imagine somebody would. I mean, Jesus Christ. The only people are pretending to be in the military are you stupid morons. You millennials. So,
do you know this person, Obama phone or smartphone?
Because back in my day, you were drafted.
Right. But you weren't.
I was drafted, but I'm gay and I can't go in because I'm a homo.
Is that true? So all you had to say back in the day to get out of being in the military when you got drafted was, I'm gay?
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow. So you basically didn't want to be in the military, like your dad, because you could, if you really wanted that valor, you would have just lied. Did they ask you if you were gay, or did
I'm a pretty man, so why would I want to be in the military? I wanted to be a news hound.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be in the military either. So I'm
Well, a lot of your generation does. I need to see the guilt.
Oh my God. Did you hear the way you just, I don't know if you can tell how you just sounded, but like, it scared me. It was like very like exorcism.
Like I was a demon?
Oh my God. Now it's not so bad. Yeah, like really.
That's the consequences of modern technology and the thing they call bandwidth. Sometimes it comes, a lot of time it goes.
Yeah, what does bandwidth mean exactly?
It's like a faucet in pipes. Water traveling from here to there. Some pipes are big and thick, some pipes are thin and small, and then you get water pressure, and water pressure causes blurping.
Burping?
Burping? You just heard the thing blurp and you thought I was a demon.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was scary, but I knew you weren't a demon. I knew that angelic voice was just getting distorted.
Angelic voice. You got a sense of humor there.
You know what? Very. Do you do ASMR now? Do you have a channel, Shepherd Smith?
Yeah, it's called Fox News.
Oh, okay. You've asked me, you are a fan or a non-fan of Unbleachable and the Unbleachable program. Is that correct?
Unbleachable, is that his name?
I mean, am I getting it wrong? Sometimes I get things wrong a little bit. You can correct me if I'm getting it wrong.
He calls himself, he spells the word wrong, don't he?
Unbleachable?
Unbleached.
There's no
He doesn't put the ED in there because it's supposed to be some kind of
E's before
creativity.
There's no E's before D's in New America, Sheppy. I don't know.
There's no what?
So, what are your feelings? Do you remember when Obama phone used to be on the Unbleached program?
Obama phone.
Do you remember that character? And then there was something about.
No, I came in later when he was in South Carolina stalking his mama.
Stalking his mama. Is it possible to stalk your mom? I guess.
And
I mean,
your mom
are there?
Do they grant get away from you, and you show up on a doorstep? That's considered stalking. Yeah.
Did they grant like fucking restraining orders to mothers of like to a mother against her child? You got to be. I mean, I guess after
the man is 27 years old. It's not like he's a 15-year-old or 8-year-old. He's of age, so I'm sure they do it. Yeah. Like, what if you tried to get a restraining order like against your child, but your child was younger than 18? Like, I just don't want to deal with this kid anymore. You have to get emancipated legally.
Well, no, but that would no. You would have to. Can your parent emancipate you? Is there any age?
I believe you can put your kid and just give them to the welfare office. Say, I'm not fit to be a parent, and they'll take them away from you.
Well, that's interesting. Like,
and if you're like a baby, they call that adoption.
Yeah, well, that's what I guess now. That's what I'm wondering is like what age can you like give the like? Is there an age that you can't give the
any age? If you're a parent and you're fed up with your kid, you just go to the state and say, "What? I can't take care of this demon."
Over it.
And they'll just like, okay, it's called CPS, Child Protective Services, and they put the kid in a foster home.
They've like asked no questions. Is that how it goes?
I mean, okay, you have your little rat, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Uh-oh.
This is a private. Let's answer it. Hello? Hey. Hey, Handsy.
Now speak of the devil. How does he have your number?
I gave him my number, but why do you have no caller ID?
He's a paranoid schizophrenic, darling. He's never gonna give you his number.
Oh, Google Hangouts? Oh, that's how I was just trying to think of how I could call my own phone number.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, you get the Google Hangouts app, and you can make free calls.
Yeah, no, I have it. I've used it like many times because I couldn't, because my phone like never works.
Are you with Matt?
I'm not with Matt. You mean Mark Stars? I'm in my studio right now, and I am live streaming. So I'm just telling you.
Mike. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube.
What's the channel?
I think it's Jarva Art.
Jarva Art?
Yeah. I have like 18 channels. Not really. I have like 5 or 6.
Oh, close again. Jarva Art.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the channel called Jarva?
It's called Jarva. I think it's called Jarva Art, like Jarva and then Art.
Is it all one word?
I think it's 2 words.
Okay, hold on. It's Jarva.
It's
Oh, there you are, man.
yeah. I'm trying to get my studio ready for tomorrow.
Okay, I hear you. Well, great talking to you. Thanks for reaching out to the left.
Yeah, well, I was like, can't you never respond to? Because I was like, it takes me forever to do fucking anything a lot of the time. But I was thinking about you, and then I saw like just checked Twitter, and I saw that you actually like did respond to me, and I'm actually being negligent.
Oh, no, because what happens is if you spend it on Facebook, you can't, they don't even let you, that's just very creative. It's a plus to that.
What?
Okay, when you get suspended on Twitter, they, even from, they don't message someone in Messenger.
You're breaking up a little bit, so it's kind of hard to. I'm getting many of your words, but not all of them.
Okay, I'll take it to the chat. I'll the chat.
Okay. So wait, but why did they suspend your Facebook? Do you know?
I guess the trolls were trying to, and I fought back against them. So they reported my comments and they reported.
I don't know why, but if for some reason your Google or like I don't know if it's my phone or your phone, but something is like you're breaking up.
It's
a lot.
because the government's after this man.
You think it's the government, Hansi, intercepting your phone calls?
Probably.
But so what happened on Facebook that you fought back against?
He complains about the people are out to get him.
Oh. On Facebook.
He doesn't like Jewish people.
You don't like Jewish people?
And they shut that stuff down.
I'm just kidding. I don't believe that.
I criticize, but you know, I'll come to you with the chat. I'll talk to the chat,
Okay.
Bye.
Okay. But do you not have a phone? But I'm not.
Yeah, I think I could fix your microphone here, Jarva.
Yeah. How?
Yeah.
How?
You get back on the computer.
What do you mean?
And you see right next to my head, there's like a little sprocket.
Sprocket?
It's like it's a microphone and like a little flower-looking thing. I put it in terms you can see. It looks like a flower. Circle with petals.
Where?
Looks like
okay,
a deer.
okay. See it? Yep. See it. Okay.
And you click on that.
Yeah.
It tells you select.
Okay, I'm checking. No. Okay, select what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oops. Wait. Hello? Chef?
No, you gotta select the speakers of your computer and the microphone of your computer.
Oh. What? Wait, where do I... Okay, input device?
Input device will be your microphone.
It says default device 1, device 2.
Select default.
It's already on default.
And then try device 1.
But I don't have a device. You do not
I'm using a VPN.
What's a VPN?
Well, then you probably ain't use it if you don't know what it is.
Well, no, I do. I probably do know what it is. I just don't use these terms.
Are you stealing somebody's internet over there?
No. Oh, maybe, but it's like limited internet. Like you can't watch porn on this internet, so maybe it's like disabled somehow.
It's disabled on your browser.
Well, so it says I can do it. Yeah, it might be something that my studio like doesn't allow or something. It says input mode, voice activity, or push to talk. But then that's
voice activity.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm on default, and I'm on voice activity. And it says you do not have any input devices.
Yeah.
You must grant...
So this is your work computer.
How do you grant access to the microphone? Because it does say...
Up in the...
Up where?
There's a little button there. It says screen share.
Where?
It's on the left-hand side. And it looks like a computer screen with an arrow in it. If you click that, I can see your computer screen.
What? Where is that?
I don't know. You must be in a browser then.
Video settings, noise suppression, reset voice settings, app settings.
Are you using Chrome or like Firefox or something?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, now, what you need to do is go up to the settings in Chrome.
Dude, this computer is half the screen is fucking destroyed. So it's annoying to use anyways. The settings in Chrome. So in the browser, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says new tab, new window.
New window.
And you work down your way to the bottom, it says settings.
No, I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, then never mind.
I mean, I don't think I need to open. I mean, I got to settings. Okay, I'm in settings. I'm in settings in its own tab.
Yeah.
In Chrome. Okay. So what would you say I should do?
You need to look for search for microphone or search for and it should take you right to the microphone settings. You need to allow microphone on this web page.
Okay. It says allow. But it's like, I'm not even having a problem. Site settings.
There you go.
Look at this. Hey. You know what? Maybe you're teaching me a little something, so I won't go off on you like I was just about to. And say, you know what? Because it's like, it doesn't even matter. Like, you sound fine. It's not this is really for your convenience.
I thought that maybe when Hansy comes here, you want to talk to him.
But he won't go on Discord though. He's gonna talk to me in the chat. I feel like he won't go on Discord.
Oh, he likes to write.
He said that. Yeah. Which
he's in the chat right now. You're not reading the chat.
I know. I can't really read the chat because I have to keep working on the video. Where's our phone? So people were going after Hansy and he fought back against it. I'm going to need more details, but we're going to need a better connection or something because...
No, Hansy's always fighting with people. He's fighting with Howard Stern. He's fighting with Artie Lang. He's fighting with his local government. He's fighting with people on Twitter. He argues about people about wrestling. That's his thing.
Oh, yeah? Well, what's going on with... What's the wrestling argument?
I don't know. It could be anything. He might like AJ Barrett. He might like Samoa Joe. I don't know.
I don't know if I can pay enough attention to wrestling. Like, I don't know. I can't get into maybe I should, though. Maybe wrestling will be a great outlet for me in my mind. Now I've already... Are you into wrestling?
You want to be a female wrestler now.
You think... You know what? I had some kind of a dream about for a second I was like, I should try and become like a female like bodybuilder, you know? Like a lot of my friends, like my best friend from high school and this girl that we used to work with at Mary Lou's, first, so I saw my friend that I used to work with at Mary Lou's. I saw that she was like becoming a bodybuilder on Instagram. And I messaged my best friend from high school and I'm like, are you obsessed with this girl, Liz, and her bodybuilding journey? And like, you know, she just like became all about it. And she was always like kind of like space, not spacey, but kind of spacey, kind of like, you wouldn't think that she would become a bodybuilder. It was like a big transition. And then so I texted, like I asked my best friend from high school, and it turned out that my best friend talked to Liz from Mary Lou's like every day and was also becoming a bodybuilder on Instagram. And I was like, fuck, I gotta become a bodybuilder. But it's like when people get into that shit,
you don't want to take male hormones, do you?
No.
Well,
And
that's
I
what
don't
female
really
bodybuilders do, darling. They take male hormones.
Okay, Sheppy. What do the male ones do?
They take the same
Female
stuff.
hormones. Insider secret, the male ones take
Artificial
female
testosterone.
hormones. Well, you know
No,
what?
that's
Fuck
a side
it.
effect.
I don't even really want to be a bodybuilder, so whatever. But what do you know about it?
I know a lot.
Now, you sound out of shape to me, Shaq. Maybe you should be taking some hormones.
I sound out of shape. How does that sound?
Now, can I ask you a question, Shaq? I feel that you...
Sure, it doesn't mean I'm going to answer it truthfully, but go right ahead.
Wow. I feel that you care about Mark Stars of the Unbleachable program, and that you've maybe even been somewhat personally injured, or you feel some pain in regards to your relationship with him.
No.
I want you to know that I'm here for you and that you can talk about this with me, and I probably have a lot of insight that I don't mind sharing with you.
I don't think you do.
Oh, really? Why is that?
You're not his mom.
Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. But you're not his mom either, are you? Or are you?
No, I'm irritating him, so I'm irritating the guy talking to you.
Oh, you think so?
And I find that funny.
Oh, so you're
he's not funny, and it's bizarre.
What?
I've never heard him say one funny thing.
So, but what's the bizarreness? Where does the bizarreness come in?
He thinks he's funny, and he's doing a comedy show. The whole milieu of the Seance,
Now,
the Jimmernam,
yes,
the Ross Dogs, and the Unbleached. They have no creativity among any of them, but they believe that they're more creative and they can do anything and better than anybody else at anything they've ever done. Hansy's more funny than any of those guys.
Hansy's great. Hansy is a fantastic, talented mind.
Now you're sitting here all night doing creative stuff because you're creative, right?
Yeah.
Then creative people don't sit in basements and drink
Drink cigarettes?
Christian Brothers, smoke cigarettes.
Sure, they drink a cigarette from now to now. To then. Sure, they do, Sheppy. Who doesn't drink a cigarette on a hot day in the summer in the South? Nothing wrong with it. Little cancer never hurt nobody. Too bad.
You've been waiting for years. I know you've been waiting to talk like that.
It just reminds me of home, is what it does. Is what it do, Sheppy. Just like you.
It's what it do. I've never heard anybody say what it do.
Oh, you haven't.
Maybe in Louisiana.
Since the last reunion, have you? But, okay, I'm hearing what you're saying.
Okay, Angie's in the Discord. He wants to talk to you.
Okay, you both, what happened? I don't know how.
So I gotta leave this call.
Wait, I have a question for you. So what's going on with
you? Need to talk to Hansie or he'll get upset and you'll ruin your relationship with the boy.
I don't think so.
And I want you to do that. And I've had my fun for the evening.
Well, I want to know what's going on with Sion.
So I bid you adieu, as I always do.
What? What? Sheppy, don't leave me now. Oh, Sheppy, I was talking to you. I had questions for you. Uh-oh. I'm fucking this shit up. I wish I had a bunch of new canvases that I could work with, but I don't. And I'm also supposed to see that Discord thing always makes that sound though, no matter what's going on. And most of the time, it means nothing. Most of it, if I pay attention to that sound and go over and look and see if anything's going on, usually nothing is going on any of the, I don't know, Discord is very new and confusing to me, but here I am trying to use it, trying to have my own Discord. I thought that Shep could tell me what's going on with Sion Zai, because I know that there's something going on with him, but I can't really be bothered to review Sion Zai material, so I just like to get the clip notes. Okay. In the Discord. It's like, I don't know how the Discord works, really, do I? Uh-oh. See, now I'm in the settings of the Discord, and oops. Oops-a-doo. Nothing happening in here. I thought that see, that's a message though. Am I in my Discord? Oh. Chimpanzee, that's you. Okay. But you don't talk in the Discord, though. Right? Like, I don't know what it means. Pansy, I hope that you're free to talk if you want to. I don't know, but you have to, I don't know what you do. Hansy, have you seen this, the leaked summit thing from Howard Stern? Is that new or is it just new to me? I listened to it today, except for not the end. See, like, what are all those sounds? Every time I put Discord up on my computer, I get all these sounds, but it's like, I don't know where those sounds are coming from. Nobody's saying anything to me anywhere. So I don't know what those sounds mean. So, at chimpanzee. Oh my God. I'm going to go back to I still haven't gotten through my Howard clip that I was just listening to. So I'm just going to leave it open. See, like, what is that? I don't know what that sound means. Shep Smith, you did teach me something about the settings in the windows today. How is Hansy? How can you say I don't hear nothing. I don't think Hansy is calling. But in the Discord, you don't even have to call? Can't you just talk or push to talk or whatever? Jeez, so complicated. I told you I can't be doing this. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing here. So, incoming friend. Okay, let me be friends with you, Hansley. Okay, we're friends now. Okay. All right. Hello. Uh-oh. Who's this? Is that me? Am I muted? Uh-oh. Okay, unmuted.
Oh,
I'm in the call.
hey,
Hey.
What's happening?
I'm Southern now because of talking to that Chef Smith.
Yeah, shout out to Chef Smith for helping me out.
He helped you out?
Look, he was messaging me and helping me. I was in your server and I thought like that's how you talk, right? I didn't know I had to call you personally like on here.
I know. I think I have to change the settings on it or something because, yeah, you can do that push to talk thing, right? I don't know how to. I don't. Do you ever? I thought you didn't even use Discord.
No, this is because see, on the phone, I didn't want to make an account, right? And on the tablets and on the phone, you have to sign up, right? But on the laptop, they let you have a temporary account. So I just make I just make a name up and I just come in. So I don't have to make a password and all that. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really familiar with Discord. I'm not really good with it.
I really don't understand Discord. I'm trying to embrace it. I guess it's cool that you can talk to people like. It's like Google Hangout should maybe kind of be like Discord in some ways, but it's not. It's just like having a landline.
Well, you should set if you want, then you should set up a Google Hangout, and maybe that could be on there easier for you.
That's actually on my list of things to do is look up. I use Google Hangouts like the way that you use it all the time, like making calls and stuff, but like on your Google Hangouts, like do you have a number where people can call you on Google Hangouts?
No, that's the thing that I don't know. I don't know how to activate it. It's the app that I use, the Google Hangouts app, and it doesn't tell you what the number is for that. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to figure it out. Like I don't even know how that fucking works.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm in the same boat as you because I have Google Hangout. I mean, that's why. But it's like the thing is when you have Google Hangouts and you use it the way that you use it, which is the same way that I use it. You don't have a number. That's why your phone, when you called my phone, it came up as no caller ID, and I just answered it just to see who it was, And that's how like when I make calls on Google Hangouts, that's how it shows up for other people or whatever. But so the thing that we need to get, and that's what's been on my list of things to figure out, is a Google number. And I don't know if that's free or not.
I don't know. But anyways, listen, it's good to talk to you. I haven't talked to you in a while.
I know. I've been wondering about, and I need to. Can I watch? So do you do like a show on Periscope?
Yeah, you should come on Periscope. It's much easier.
Well, so can I come on Periscope with just like with a desktop, with a laptop, or do I need the app?
You need to stream on it. Yeah, you need a phone or like you can watch on the laptop, but the thing is like I don't know if you can broadcast on your laptop, but you can definitely watch from it. Like if you use let's say I'm doing a Periscope, right, and you use your phone. You can call in to my Periscope by pressing the emoji buttons, and you can talk to me like there. You know what I mean?
Okay, like on my laptop.
Oh, you can't call in with your laptop. You call in with your tablet or your phone.
On the phone. So you do it. So you do it on your phone.
Yeah.
So you do have a phone.
I have a phone.
But so why do you use? So you use Google Hangouts just to call people. So
that's not in my country.
Okay. Yeah. Totally.
But no, I'm definitely gonna add your number. I'll text you. I'll text you my number if you want.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if it costs money, so don't worry about it.
If no. Well, to text you it doesn't cost money. To call you, it might cost money.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, then just text.
Like on Google Hangouts. Yeah, if you have Skype or Google Hangouts, it's free to call you then.
Well, also, I don't have, like, I used to have, I feel like Skype used to be free and it's not free anymore. Is that true?
Oh, no. If you actually dial in a call, then yeah, it's not free. But like, if you have an account, then me and you can talk like that's free. But if I actually dial your number, yeah, I need credit for that.
But is it free to get a Skype account?
Yeah.
It is?
It is.
Huh. So is that it? Is that the only thing that's been hanging me up? Is like, I think it costs money because I don't have a Skype. All you have to do is make a username?
It's like a username. But yeah, but it does cost credits to actually, like, if you dialed like say a local restaurant, right? You need money for that. But if it's a person who has an account, then they're fine.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So like Skype to Skype account, it's free. But it's not like Google Hangouts where you can call whatever number and it's free.
Yeah.
Now I got you.
So what did you? Because I got your message. Was there anything important you wanted to talk about? Because I normally don't come on for like every single person. You know what I mean? Like, I like you a lot, so I decided to come on to talk to you for a bit.
I was wondering, like, what happened with well, first off, I'm just glad to hear from you and that you're okay. I'm going to have to follow you on Periscope. Like, can I get, like, I don't think I can get Periscope on my phone right now because my phone is, like, old and fucked up and I don't know if it even can do Periscope. But can I set like alerts on my desktop or my laptop so that I know when you're on Periscope?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. And if you can sign it, like, you can log in with your Twitter or your Facebook.
Oh, okay. Because
So what's that?
I used to have Periscope on my phone, and I would like tune. I never Periscoped, but I think it's kind of like I would see people's when I had it on my phone. I would like see it happening. I feel like it's like way.
If you have Twitter, right, it automatically has an account for you because Twitter owns Periscope.
Oh, so Periscope
is
like the Instagram.
So
it's like
people go to Instagram,
yeah. Periscope is like the Instagram to Twitter, the Instagram is to Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you have Instagram?
Do I have what?
Instagram,
I have it. It's my name is Dusty Loads.
Dusty Loads?
To spoof off the wrestler, Dusty Rhodes.
Okay. I'm familiar.
I have spoof names for wrestlers. So I named myself Dusty Loads. Like,
How many?
And
How many spoof names for wrestlers do you have?
Okay, have you heard of the Ultimate Warrior?
Yep.
What?
You know what? But Dusty Rhodes is a new guy, right?
Oh, Dusty Rhodes is an old wrestler.
Okay,
but
no,
he has kids.
He's the old guy with like the yellow hair.
Yeah, but he has kids who are now wrestlers now.
Oh, cool. The ultimate.
Only no I say like a spoof name would be like instead of Ultimate Warrior, I do Ultimate Warrior.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, so like people have been spoofing names instead of Harley Race, it's Harley Racist.
And then do you do a character that like embodies that?
No. It's just a nickname, you know what I mean?
You should though.
It's well, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of. Yo, I saw in your server you were looking at the Howard leaks.
Yeah. Did that just come out or no?
It was filmed in 2013.
Yeah.
But it just leaked. It leaked this week. Yes.
Yeah, I know, because I'd never seen that before, and I saw it, and then I listened to most of it today. I missed like the last. How have you watched it?
I watched it. Yeah.
What do you think?
It confirms what most people have been thinking, right?
On what? On what levels?
Oh. Well, I still think it's still limited, but apparently there's supposed to be a part 2 coming out.
Who do you think is like? I'm wondering. I'm hoping that I'm about to get that trial period fucking serious membership just to like to see. I wanted to see if like Howard's gonna talk about
it. Dude,
he has
here's
to.
The thing, I really don't. I don't. We all thought he would talk about the Wendy Williams stuff, and he didn't talk about it afterwards.
What do you mean? Like when he was like called her a cunt or whatever?
And then he scrubbed it off the replay.
Oh, he did?
He scrubbed it afterwards. He was scrubbed off the replay, and then no one could find it on YouTube or anything like that. And then when this leaked out, he tried deleting it off Daily Motion.
I love that Daily Motion.
I hear you. Yo, what were you when you were in match? And by the way, I don't have a problem with you are. Right? I mean, I'm wondering, were you pulling my chain when you're saying you're trans, or were you actually born a woman?
I've got to maintain. Well, didn't you see my penile?
I didn't.
You didn't see it?
No, come on.
I have a full penile, and I'm not ashamed of it.
Hear you?
That's all I can say publicly.
Alright.
We can text about it privately.
I mean,
wait.
We'll see.
So what do you feel like is confirmed in that summit? I just think it's so funny that like Howard, like first off, okay, this is my first question. Do you think that Howard like called that? Do you think that was I mean, I already know what I think, I guess, but like Howard was like, we have to call this summit meeting together. Or do you think somebody else who's making that summit meeting or whatever happen in that way, where like Howard is with a PowerPoint presentation explaining what has to happen.
So here's my theory. Okay.
Yeah.
I personally believe that every celebrity, like who was a big deal and has power and all that, I believe at a certain point they know when their careers are going to be over, and so it becomes a storyline. So it's like for example, like in reality, Howard knows his time is up. So now he created a storyline where this was supposed to leak out. So it all looks fucking bad. That's why he's alienating everybody. Because he knows that his career is at an end. He made his money and he's gonna head off. So to me, you know what I mean? But like the official version might be, oh look, Howard's mad that it got leaked out. But for all you know, in theory, he could have leaked it out himself.
Well, okay, but that's like after the fact. Like, but why do you think he would want to leak that?
No, because it's not just him; it's other people too. Like people of his ilk have now become the villains in all of this. Like for example, the Harvey Weinstein stuff, the Woody Allen stuff, the Bill Cosby stuff. It's all stuff that like, oh, now these guys have become the villains, and we're supposed to call it out. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, right. But I mean, with that summit, I mean, do you think there's anything in that summit thing that makes Howard a villain?
Oh well, there's still a part 2 to this because it's slowly been building up. Like there's not just this, it's other stuff too. Like he always calls for the destruction of the Middle East, and people hate him for that because he always wants Muslims. He always seems like he cares about people, but he has no problem always not caring about dead Muslims because he's loyal to Israel and shit.
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of people, and I love Muslims, and I love Muslim countries, and I wish that America was one. I think that like are you Muslim? No. Are you? No.
I am Muslim, but I'm not a practicing Muslim.
Yeah, but have you been like around in countries where they have like the call to prayer 5 times a day?
I haven't been to. I'm from Pakistan, so I haven't been there since like 1994.
But did you grow up there?
Oh, I was born in Canada.
So you just went there once in 1994?
Well, I went there several times when I was a kid, like in the 80s, early 90s. You know what I mean? Like I think like 3 or 4 times in like But no, I never really went back. I should go back sometime to go see how it is.
Well, why did you stop going? Because you would go with your family, right?
Yeah, and I just didn't. I don't know. I became too Canadianized. You know what I mean?
To what?
Canadianized. Like I became like I didn't want. I thought anything about culture was like in the 90s. Like anything that was like outside Western culture was like, oh no, man, that's all lame. You should only like American. Like you should like Americans type of stuff, or like you know what I mean? Because like I always like took a liking to like white women or black women and all that type of shit. You know what I mean? And I just felt like going for one culture type of deal. Like I don't know. I just felt like I just bought into the propaganda that the Western media would talk about Muslim countries. So it would be like I was ashamed of like even being a Muslim kind of.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, it's like there's so much of that, and I feel like that's kind of just like I feel like that's the trap that like Howard is in, especially if he's saying like any kind of like anti, because that's like honestly like all you hear. It's like there's not, you don't hear like about all the, you don't even understand what it is to be in a Muslim country, you know, until like I spent some time in Istanbul and I loved it. So just the like timekeeping, like it's like you don't have to be a Muslim to like benefit from that call to prayer 5 times a day, like in a Muslim country. It's like I wish we did that here. It's like the most beautiful thing you can do, and it's such a much better like keeper of time, you know. Like I woke up every day in Istanbul at 7 with like the call to prayer. Like there's something, and it's like using sound, like using the atmosphere and like sound waves. You know, it's like I don't think that Howard has ever been very far out of this country or ever even been to a Muslim country. I don't think, you know, but it should be something he can appreciate because it's like similar to radio in a way, you know, radio waves.
No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. But so yeah, so like I'm not like the theory I have about the whole tape thing. Like I like the basic gist of it is that Howard is supposed to be the enemy, right? But apparently, part 2 of that video is supposed to be when his staff asks questions at the end.
Oh,
and I think it's the infamous meeting where Gary goes to Howard. So am I taking Marcy Turk's orders now? And Howard goes, yes, you're taking Marcy Turk's orders.
really? So, because we all know about this Marcy thing. Obviously, that's the big thing, the big word in the Howard Stern world. But what do you mean? Like, where did you hear about this meeting beforehand?
Southern John and Artie talk about it. There was an infamous meeting going on.
The infamous, and where did they hear? Like, where did they hear about this?
Well, they always claim that people inside kind of they never mention specific people, but they always like alluded to the fact that people who are working in the show are describing this like, you know, as like a real fucking cult that's going on in there.
I mean, a cult?
Because this Marcy Turk chick, she like on the surface it doesn't seem bad, but there's a thing called getting things done, and apparently the guy who wrote that book, like it's a way to organize yourself, which doesn't seem bad at all, right? Like, oh yeah, organization, whatever. But then there's other shit that's in it that the guy has like crazy beliefs and all this shit, whatever, right? So and Marcy Turk was someone that worked with him. So Howard, it seems like it feels like Howard's kind of been brainwashed into this cult.
It sounds like, you know what it sounds like? Scientology.
Yeah, people say it's like a Diet Coke version of Scientology.
Getting things done. Now, have you read this book?
The book itself is just about how to organize, right? But I think it's other stuff. Like I haven't read up on it in a long time. But like it's what the other like the books that the guy suggests, they seem like the people who write those are problematic or something like that. You know what I mean? Like this guy thinks he's like some, I forget. Just look up this guy's name. Just look up just look up getting things done cult, and you might see posts about it. I think the guy's name is David Anthony or something like that.
I'm going to look. I feel like I've seen something about it somewhere maybe before, but I'm gonna do more research into it.
Yeah.
Cause it's like,
I hear you.
do you kind of want to get into? It's like if it gives you like superpowers to like follow this, whatever his, I don't know what his philosophy is though. But are you down to follow it if it makes us superhuman?
Listen, I'm all for getting organized and all that, but I don't think I need to sign up into a cult to get organized. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's run by some fucking asshole, really. You know?
Yeah. Well, like, are you into Scientology? And I don't mean like as a Scientologist, but like, have you like gotten into like that whole like everything that goes down with Scientology?
I read up on that like a while back, but I'm always of the impression that there's like another like you know how I'm a believer of the Illuminati type of shit, right? So I always believed that Scientology was like the cover, like yeah, there is like a cult secret society, but instead of saying that it's a quote unquote an Illuminati type of secret society, they made it public that it's this thing called Scientology. So I don't even know if like I'm not saying it isn't dangerous, but sometimes I wonder if it even really exists.
Wait, Scientology?
Like I wonder if that's the actual thing that it's called, or is Scientology like the cover up? Like meaning that there is a cult, but it's something different, and they just use Scientology as the front, like, oh, this is the bad religion, like this is the bad cult that like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
I can't explain it properly, but
No, I know what you mean, but like the only thing with that, to me, where it doesn't maybe drive like what or like it's like is there because I'm like I got super obsessed with like learning everything about Scientology, like super like I've consumed like so much information about Scientology, without being a Scientologist. But there's so
I hear you. No,
but
I'm
there's
not even saying that what I think is right or whatever, but I'm just saying that this might just my guess.
no, like I'm down with that. I'm totally and I'm like, I could see that. The only part where I'm like that makes that kind of just idea harder to believe for me is the fact that there's so many former Scientologists that now have like come out and started talking about Scientology as a cult. It's like if you're in Scientology, you are hardcore, like brainwashed, totally in Scientology. I mean, you have a whole set of beliefs that's like really cool. And that's how it starts. I mean, how it's similar to the getting things done thing, which I have heard Howard talk about that book, definitely. It is like the introductory things with Scientology, and Scientology courses are like these and it's like getting things done sounds like KSW, which is like a thing, like they have all these acronyms in Scientology, and KSW, like Tom Cruise says, if you've seen that like interview with Tom Cruise in the turtleneck, super good. It's like keep Scientology working. So it's like you invest in this whole, but then there's the people that have like gone off separated from the church that were like real insiders, like kind of like Leah Remini, but like Mike Rinder, who was like the number 2 person, shit, like they talk about it. You know, a lot of them are working on exposing Scientology. You know, people that leave because they have the whole thing where like your family will never talk to you again. Like if your whole family is in Scientology, which is what they'll get you to try and get you to do if you enter Scientology, like, and you leave and they're still in, like they'll never talk to you again. You know, it's like people with nothing to lose that are like exposing or trying to expose like the truth of Scientology and what happens and everything. And I feel like, why would if those people were like actually in the Illuminati, that's where I feel like it's like, why that's like too elaborate for one, because then those people, like there's this guy, Aaron Smith Levitt, or I think it's Aaron Smith Levitt, I think that's his name. He's like awesome. He's really good at, like, he just talks about, he answers questions about Scientology. You know, he was like in Scientology his whole life, and now he's out, and he just like, I mean, a lot of those people become obsessed with like exposing Scientology.
Well, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying you're wrong. Any theory I put out, I'm just saying, like, this is my theory. I thought for a while, a lot of people who have quote unquote sold their souls eventually had to I think eventually left, and I think like what happened was, to make representation of why people act weird, they couldn't hide that there's other secret societies, right? So it feels like Scientology is like it actually is real, but like it's more of a front than what it is. Like it's more of what goes on. Like I can believe all that stuff that goes on with the family and all that type of shit, but I just think they invented this fictional group and made it seem like that's the reason why. So they need to it's like life is a reality show. Instead of telling you the whole truth, they give you representation of an extension of what is really going on.
So like, okay, I'm trying to follow you. So like, so in that theory of the Illuminati, okay, then is the Illuminati created Scientology, or like in your philosophy or whatever, in your theory, like if somebody is in Scientology, they are not aware that that's an extension of the Illuminati, or they're actually in the Illuminati and they pretend that they're in Scientology.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't know for sure, but like the thing is like, I do think that people who did sell out, like who sold their soul a while ago and stuff like that, I do believe now, at least, there's like there's like a good side and an evil side, right? And I feel like the system itself is a dirty place, right? So even if some people have to do some fucked up things or dirty things, some of them might be on the good. They have representation of a good side that might help them out. Like, you know what I mean? Like it isn't just black and white. Like it's all evil. I think that it's a gray area where there are people feuding with each other behind the scenes, where it's two warring factions basically. Like everything that you see on in the news and all that, like it feels like a reality show. It feels like all these celebrity storylines are, it's like a reality show.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely, I think there's aspects of that that are like that are true, you know? It's like, yeah, of course, of course it's a reality show, you know? Because it's like they decide to cover what they cover. And it's like there's such a complex reality going on all the time, you know? The news could be just about art shows and babies being born and it could be just like, the news could literally only cover positive things that are happening in the world, but that's not what it is, you know? The news is totally subjective, you know? And made up. But like
I hear what you're saying, but I mean, yeah. So I mean, but I don't know. It's just here and there, you know. I tried like not to talk about, like, you know, I tried like, you know, kind of stay away from it a little bit, but then like it's like this has been my whole persona now, right? So like I'm just always like, even if I don't want to, I just keep thinking more and more about the probabilities and the possibilities of what really goes on and shit, you know.
Well, so okay, here's my question for you. Is like what is your vision? Like what is your vision of like the Illuminati and how it exists?
Here's my vision. Me personally, I think people sold out. Like I'll give you, I'll name a few names. Like let's say Howard Stern, Bill Cosby, like, you know, a lot of guys, Kevin Spacey and all that. And I feel like all the shadiness that they've done, all the evil stuff that they contributed to, they were taking orders to do that, right? I think at some point, there's been symbolism in the on the surface of when they leave. So like for example, when Howard Stern left regular radio, you thought, oh look, it's celebration of him leaving regular radio for Sirius. But that was symbolism that he was going on, that he was a quote unquote good guy, like he was free from all of this shit now, right? Mm-hmm. And now that a lot of these guys know, like and then all these guys created their own networks. They created their own networks with their power, right? And then instead of being the guys to tear down the system, or whatever, they now know that they have to become the villain. So now it's up to like the younger generations or the less established people to kind of call them out, essentially. Like they know that they're supposed to be the villains, and that's what I think. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying it's right, but I just think like that's what it was. That's what it was. Because you know Howard, and then depending on what the narrative is supposed to be, see, like if Howard was supposed to be a good guy, then they would not bring up anything bad you've ever done, right? But it feels like they bring up the bad shit you've done in the past if you're supposed to be seen as a bad
guy. I mean, it kind of feels like they do that like either way, good and bad. I mean, there's certain things. It's like obviously Bill Cosby has been like vilified, and like O.J. Simpson, but like it's like really not. I mean, the thing is that they're not like even O.J. It's like there's still people still love Bill Cosby. People still love O.J. Simpson.
What I'm saying is, if the system was so against what Bill Cosby had done, they could have caught him. They could have caught him when he the first 5 years, 5-6 years that he did it. They could have easily called him. They wait until your career is over, until your career is at the end.
Why?
For you to like then finally get called out.
Wait, so okay, so in this vision of what the Illuminati is and how it operates, okay, wait, hold on, let me back up for a second, because this is one question I have that I keep forgetting to remember, is like, how do you sell your soul to the devil? You know, or whatever. I don't know if you said the devil, but like, is this a conscious decision? Like, did Howard Stern or Bill Cosby say, okay, I'm selling my soul now, and I'm aware of it, and part of that is like a contract where,
like, okay, and you have initiations, right? Like, do you ever notice how there's always all these white celebrities who always do blackface?
okay, wait. There's all these white celebrities who always do blackface.
But no, but you ever notice that common theme? But like once in a while, you'll see a bunch of white people, whether it's a movie role or something. There's always like they're always doing black. Like they always have that black tar on their face.
Like
to do blackface.
Like who? You mean like one celebrity who always in anything they appear in is doing blackface? Because it's like when you say that, I think of multiple levels. I think of Ted Danson with Whoopi Goldberg. I think of Kim Kardashian wearing makeup that was too dark and getting backlash. I think of it, but go on.
No, but what I'm saying, I think there's like initiations for different people. Like for example, if you're a rapper, you gotta be a misogynist and you gotta be homophobic a little bit. If you're like a conservative,
definitely misogynist, but only homophobic a little.
I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Go on. I just thought it was funny that you're definitely misogynist, but only a little bit homophobic to get into the rap camp.
I feel but there's also good messages within hip hop, right?
Yeah.
But they promote all like the system promotes all like the negative stuff, like misogyny, homophobia, gun violence. I mean, not as much anymore. Like not as much as it used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know what? I've thought about that recently, and in like terms of like there's like some kind of like dichotomy, just like in songwriting in general. I feel like in songwriting, to like write a good song, you either have to be like coming from a perspective of being like the most humble, vulnerable, open, like, and unassuming person, like perspective that you come from writing a good song, you know, for like a bunch of genres or whatever, or you have to come at it from this like totally confident and like thug kind of mental or whatever. Like it's like there's these two perspectives that work towards making a good song, and one is like total humility and like and unsuperficialness, and at least presented as that, you know, or it's like I'm better than you because of all this shit, and that's the persona.
And also, if let's say the rules for a comedian is that you gotta be more racist, like you gotta be more racist a little bit, and hide behind, oh, it's just a joke. It feels like you gotta incorporate the N word or the F word, and then people learn from like you know what I mean. Like I always feel like there's always rules that you gotta abide by, and you assume because somebody is quote unquote using dirty language, that means that that's free speech. But I don't really believe that is free speech. I believe I'm not saying you can say whatever you want, but I think when people assume that PC is only this left thing, it's also a right thing, because there's plenty of shit in the right wing who claim to be free speech they still like they'll still be pro-cop, they'll still be pro-military. So that sounds pretty PC to me when you know what the cost of the military do to people.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like pro-murder, pro-gangs. All that shit is pro-murder, pro-gangs. The police force is the biggest gang in America.
Yeah, so like, you know, it just, I don't know how to describe it, man. It's just weird, but you know.
But like, okay.
Yeah.
But okay, so
Okay, I would.
What?
Go ahead.
So you think that Howard has sold his soul to the Illuminati or to whatever, some kind of evil force?
Okay, yo. Can I ask you a question? When did you start listening to the show?
I did not. Well, you said you didn't. You started. Your friend. You hung out with your friend and smoked pot sometimes, and he showed you the show right when you were like in high school or whatever. And maybe before that, you said maybe you saw the E channel.
Not in high school. Not in high school. After high school, but during high school, I would see his show
On the E channel.
Our E channel didn't get Howard Stern on our E channel. It was more sanitized. It was more sanitized. So I had to get American satellite to watch Howard's show. But his show would come on a Fox affiliate network, which would be like a summary of the whole week of the E show. So it would be like an hour of wrapping up what was going on the E shows. It wasn't like the full E shows or anything like that.
I wonder, like, where all that. It's like, does that all? Because you know how like the Johnny Carson show and like a lot of like, especially, I mean, that's like the thing that they always say when they talk about this kind of thing. But like the Johnny Carson show, like they had the tape for like all those shows, and like for the first like several years or whatever. Although I've bought those DVDs of that are like the old Johnny Carson show, and it's like it does not translate. Like it's not good. It's so old. It's so like antiquated. It's not really good TV. But you know how like they threw out all the tapes because they were like I don't know, they just didn't even think about like archiving that. I think about that with Howard Stern all the time because it's like whatever show, you know, even that show that you saw in Canada that was just like a wrap up of whatever, like, does that exist somewhere? Like, can we see all of those? And where is like every single Howard Stern show ever? Like, what are they gonna? It's like, where is that anthology? How is that anthology gonna exist? Like, that's the craziest thing.
But the reason why I was asking you.
Okay.
Because I want to know how long you've been a fan for, and if you heard this thing. So that's what I was asking. How long have you what year did you start listening to the Howard Stern show?
Well, so I saw like I would see like the E channel show really late night. For some reason, I never heard him. Like, I never listened, like, on the radio, on terrestrial radio. I just never, I didn't have that. So I started listening later. But, like, I've listened to a lot of stuff so I've listened to a lot of older stuff and everything. But I didn't start listening until probably 2006.
Okay. If I may ask, how old are you?
I can't tell. I'll tell you in text message, but I can't tell you.
Okay, but are you at least in your 20s?
Possibly.
Well, I mean, okay, I mean,
might be 13
okay, so-
years old though.
what?
What? What? So what? So what? Well, tell me what you're trying to tell me.
Okay, no, I was just wondering what. Okay, I was wondering. Okay, about you know how I was saying that the representation of like they'll address something, but they won't fully tell you the full story, so they gotta like embellish a little bit and sell it to you in a different way.
Wait, like, what do you mean?
Like you know how I was saying that instead of them admitting there's like another secret society, they to make representation of a society, they tell you about Scientology, and I'm saying that Scientology is kind of a front, kind of like you know how I was saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a story that Howard told on the air, and you can look this up on YouTube. It's Howard talked about meeting Satan. And you can say, oh, well, you probably just made that up for a bit. But a lot of it sounded like he met with somebody, like in Arizona. But the bit is there. It's called Howard Stern Meets Satan.
Huh. And he goes into detail about it?
He made it seem like he rejected the devil's offer. But I mean, you can tell he clearly didn't. But he claimed in that meeting the devil told Howard that you're very good at making people's lives, like you're meant to make people's lives miserable.
Well,
that's what I was getting at. You know what I mean? And then anyone who says, "Yo, this is kind of true," then people go, no, dude, it's from a novel it's from this infamous novel that somebody wrote. But that's even more of a reason, because I feel like novels and all this literature and entertainment and all that, it's all designed for like hidden truth in that stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, totally, definitely.
Yeah, so when you get a chance, look up Howard Stern Meets Satan.
I'm definitely gonna look that up, and I feel like I can tell. I'll have an opinion about it for sure. But okay, but my question, like in this context of like, okay, so say, like, forget, because I don't think, like, I don't know, I just missed the very end of that summit, like, fucking thing. Like, I listened to all of it except for the very end. But, like, I don't think there's anything in that makes Howard seem like a criminal or like a bad or any, it's all very Howard. It's all very in line with Howard, It's like...
I think this is just one piece of the puzzle. I think there's going to be more and more shit. Like, I'm not talking about the meeting. I'm talking about in general. Like, like, you know how everyone, like, for his example, you know how everyone thinks he's like a liberal now? The thing is, he's not really a liberal. He's like a Democrat, and to me, he's a neoliberal, where they might be for social issues on like, oh yeah, you shouldn't say the N word, or you shouldn't be misogynistic. Like, they'll give you lip service, but their money still goes to things that oppress people. So my personal feeling is that Howard's whole liberal makeover it's going to end up being revealed as a front, and that he's actually like helping advise Trump.
Oh, come on. Really? That's too much.
Dude, you don't have to agree with me, but that's just my opinion. I get it. I don't have facts, but it is funny that for the entire time the election was going on, he never said a word about any candidate. And now all of a sudden he's been doing interviews where he's like, yeah, I have inside information that Trump doesn't really want to be president. He never wanted to. And it's like, okay, so why did you tell us this during the election then? If you're not for Trump.
Was he on during the election? Was he not saying that during the election?
No, he wasn't saying. During the election time, he never said anything. He didn't do anything horrible about any candidate at all.
But he said that he was pro Hillary Clinton, though.
Right. He did say that, but even if he was, it's still kind of bad. Hillary's still kind of trash. But I personally think he's a Donald Trump supporter.
Well, it's like, so today I was just listening to his, because you know how, like, have you ever listened to his, do you know how he talks about his like interview with Robin Williams and how it's like his biggest regret as an interview and whatever? Have you heard him say that? Have you?
Oh, I've heard him say that, yeah.
Right? So, and I've like never listened to that interview, and then I listened to it tonight, and it's really not even that bad. Like, I honestly think he feels, I think he feels bad because Robin killed himself, honestly. Because it's not like, there's nothing. But in that interview, he brings up Donald Trump, and he's like, who the fuck is this? Like, the reason you should listen to that interview, especially with, like, your ideas about this stuff, you should listen to that interview because, like, he talks about Donald Trump, and he's like, who is this guy? Why do we care about him? Because I guess Donald Trump was, like, maybe running for mayor at the time. And, like...
No, but then there's also interviews that Howard did in the early 90s. Like, Howard did some interviews on E! Network, right? They weren't a part of his show. They were just standalone interviews that he did. He did one with Donald Trump, and he was basically, and this is like in the early 90s, and he was kissing Donald Trump's ass. Like, he agreed with every type of, like, you know, elitist type of attitude that he had and all that, where he would, you know what I mean? So probably at some point he didn't know who he was, but then at a certain point, like, Howard's been to the guy's weddings and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. I mean, I think that's his, but it's like, all of that seems, like, natural to me. That's why, like, it's like my argument against, like, the whole, like, it's like Cosby was taken down and Weinstein was taken down, like, because they pretended to be something and for all the world seemed to be like this person that they are, that they weren't, like, this moral or whatever, like this whatever morally, you know, just an unmarred, like, not edgy, not a dangerous really persona, just like a successful, positive thing or whatever. And the reality of their actions was in such discord with that, you know, there had to be some, but it's like the Howard's thing is that he's been, you know, that's why it's like maybe that summit, you know, it's like, I mean, I don't think Steve Harvey was taken down by his, like, elaborate, like, notes about how people can't look him in the eye or whatever, any of that shit, you know, but, like, it's like Howard has been so instrumental in, like, in being honest and exposing, like, all parts of his psyche that, like, I mean, when you do that and you stand, it's like you kind of become untouchable. Like, I don't know. I don't think that there's like a deep, dark secret that's gonna come out and take Howard down.
Okay, I could definitely be wrong, but I do think eventually everybody has to eventually have to be exposed. Like, there's also enough like shadiness to Howard. People have to like slowly but surely they've tried to bring Howard. It hasn't reached mainstream yet, but like, for example, they're setting the narrative of Howard being evil, right? Because remember the Lorena Bobbitt situation with John Bobbitt?
Is that the penile thing? Yes. Oh, I love that. You remember when that happened? I was really young when that happened. And it was like the most exciting thing that ever happened in my youth.
How old were you when that happened?
I don't know. I don't remember. I'm not a big numbers person, so I don't really know any of those facts.
Okay, but no, but my point of bringing that up is, Howard, they came out with a Lorena Bobbitt story, documentary, Jordan Peele did, and this documentary, it talks about how, because in the 90s and all that, they made it seem like she was out of control and out of her mind for doing that. But then, like, in this documentary, they're talking about how she was like a victim of being raped and abused constantly, and she one day just snapped, and that's why she did it. So it's basically trying to make her like seem like she was the one who was being victimized a little bit. And in the documentary, they brought up Howard a lot in the documentary, because Howard was one of the guys who was like taking John Wayne Bobbitt's side, and was like, making insinuations like, oh, she said you raped her. Or, no one believes that. She was good looking enough to rape and all that. Like, she was doing all that type of shit. So they started doing that, and then more recently, people started bringing up the Dana Plato interview, the girl from Different Strokes, where she came in for an interview, and then Howard kept grilling her about, oh, is she on drugs, and then all these callers would call in, and people suspect that a lot of these callers that called in were people that worked in the building, like they're interns and all that, or they were paid callers, whatever, and they're calling her a drug addict. And then Gary tries taking a piece of her hair to go get it drug tested, and she kind of got pissed off about that. And then the next day she committed suicide, and people think that it was from that interview, because that's why it happened.
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that. I do like. Wait, that's not that woman that has like that's not the woman that was like, that has like kind of big teeth, kind of. I think that's someone else. But no, I do remember, and I listened to that. But it's like,
Different Strokes.
Yeah, no, I know, but she's white, right? She's white. She's a white girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I think I'm getting, it's like in my mind, it doesn't really matter, just like, I'm trying to think, like, I'm getting, because there's that other, no, the person I'm getting, like, that I'm thinking about is somebody else, but I heard that interview, and I know that but you know what, like, when I think about this stuff, it's like, nobody's a perfect person, right? And it makes sense, like, with Howard Stern's like preoccupations and like issues. It's like he he had a very strong mother influence. He had his first wife was like almost like a second. It's like with the Lorraine Bobbitt stuff. It's like it makes sense in Howard's psyche to like take, because it's like that's like it's like maybe his worst nightmare, and like at the same time like a very real fear in a way, to be like emasculated in
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
but it's like the fact that he's been open about, it's like if you really have something to hide, and like you know, you're something to hide that that you really need to keep hidden. Like if it came out, it would destroy your persona and who you present yourself to be and who you pretend to be. Like then when you're willing to expose all your like neuroses and fucking, you know, skewed opinions and feelings.
Well, listen. I get like you might like listen. Like, you might not like believe like there might be something shadier than what it is, and that's fine. I understand, because listen, like you're probably a fan of the guy and all that, and you know probably born attached to the show and all that. So the thing is, like, I try not to like get into the theories and all that, because I know that the realization that Howard may have done some horrible shit, or anything shady. I mean, it might like it might kind of fuck with you or whatever. So
no,
you know,
it's not gonna fuck with me. You know, like I love Howard, but I'm not like I can be critical of him. You know, like I'm not like, you know, all hail Howard. You know, like I love him, but it's like even like the good of that, the good of like being honest and exposing, and like it's like first off there's like a lot of anger and like and need for expression and like inadequate like soul, you know, there's a lot of things that lead you to like want to express yourself in that way and need to, you know, and that comes with like a fucking laundry list of like of negatives or like lines like of things that aren't like necessarily positive and are definitely not like whole-sided or whatever all the time. But it's like what kind of I'm just trying to think of like what if I imagine something truly despicable and horrible coming out that like Howard has done. It's hard to imagine, because he has been open about a lot of his darker and selfish and like whatever kinds of thoughts and impulses and whatever, you know. And it's like when you're honest about stuff like that, I think you're less afraid of it being exposed against your will, and you also take the power away from it being exposed against your will because you've already talked about it and it's a human thing.
Okay. No, I understand. No, listen, I understand he's been open, right? But I also don't think that he's been open about everything. I do think he has embellished a lot. Like, I really do think his parents had money when they were younger. And I do think, like, even though he lived in a black neighborhood or whatever, I do think he embellishes the neighborhood. So then he can, like, make it seem like, I always think he got beat up by that many black people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't think? I mean, it's like that whatever I mean, you might be right about that, but but the pain is like it seems authentic, right? I don't know. I'm gonna think about that when I hear stuff like that again and see if I pick up any inauthenticity in it. But
I personally think he sold that narrative so that you can think like, oh look, he grew up in a black neighborhood, so he knows like he's down with black people. And then he had Robin, who's a woman and black, so like it helped him get away with a lot of racial fucking talks and all that type of thing.
well, but it's also just like how he it's like you don't. It's like if you were like a truly like a racist person from like an all-white wealthy neighborhood, and it's like I think that there's the level of where that's like organic and real outweighs the like possibility of it being a conspiratorial kind of setup, because it's like if you were to like if Howard was like had a like wealthy white upbringing and he got Robin on board, got like and was like this is gonna let me say things that I wouldn't be able to say if I didn't have this. It's like I think that would show through the seams a lot more. It's like there's an aspect of that that's true, absolutely, regardless of anybody's experience. But I feel like.
But see, here's the thing, though. Like, here's the thing, like I know that when he was like, doing racy jokes, I don't have a problem with the jokes, right? Because it's mocking racism and all that. But when he would be serious and talk about, the ignorance in the black community and all that, he would make it seem like, oh, look, I dealt with that, whatever, or something like that. But there's other aspects. If he really grew up in that type of environment, he would know that the system has put black people in those positions to be trapped in poor neighborhoods and all that a lot of times, right? And the thing is, he would know, but the thing is, he would make it seem like, oh, I'm so like my bigger problem is that he would spread propaganda and then use his past, like, oh, I lived in a black community, so I should know, or something like that, right? And so I always assume, so like that's the offensive thing to me. It's not so much the jokes that like are mocking race, you know what I mean? That's why like even discussing racism and race, it has its limits in a mainstream setting. The most that like they will get upset about is someone saying the N word, but like they won't get mad that like no one is not mainstream news all the time that there's people who are black that are locked in prison because they want modern day slavery to take place. Like there's private prisons, so they use slave labor. So their goal in private prisons is to lock up black people.
Wait, where is that?
Well, Amerika has the highest prison rate in the world, and a lot of like and you find out that a lot of these people on the police department, like this is documented evidence, by the way, that like a lot of people from the clans they joined the police force, so they joined other forces, workforces where they can blend in properly and all that. So like when you hear about like Klansmen are in the police department, and who are they locking up more than anybody are black people or brown people for that matter. You got to see. So to me, that's what racism is. Racism to me is a power structure. It's not. To me, it's not somebody saying a bunch of words and all that. But like, I'm not saying you can't be offended by words, but to me, racism is an action, and it feels like Howard did a lot of propaganda propaganda to like prop up a racist system. Like he'll always be pro-cop. He'll always be pro-military, and the military and the cops, at least for minorities, have dealt with so much fucking fucked up corrupt shit. So it's like, how can Howard Stern be a man of the people and then pretend like what cops are doing is like, you know, a noble job and all that, or hyping or being infatuated with like military and always wanting war because, you know, they'll sell you the narrative, oh, there's terrorists and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like that's definitely like aspects of that are like definitely true. Especially, I mean, like how he talks about growing up and stuff is like, but I mean, I don't know that he's never talked about this side of the black experience that he witnessed as a child. Like he definitely talks about that from a selfish perspective or whatever, you know. And it's not about, when he talks about his experience being a white Jewish kid growing up in a black neighborhood, it is definitely not about the black experience. And like, but it's like he's being honest. I don't know. It's hard for me at the same time to see that as like some kind of setup thing that's like inauthentic. I think he, like, you know, it's like, I think he got, I don't think that he has become a racist because of it, you know. It's like, I think obvious. I think it's like in character and I think it shows, it's like, I mean, I guess you could see it as propaganda in a way, but it's like, I feel like it's such like you don't hear about that. It's like no, but
like here's an example. Like are you? I know you're a conspiracy person, but do you believe 9/11 was an inside job?
I mean, I don't. That's what, you know. Like, so today, I listened to. It's like I've known that Robin Williams interview has existed for like a long time, because we hear Howard like talk about how he regrets it or whatever. And I just listened to it tonight for the first time. And a similar thing that like I know about and I know I have to listen to, but like I haven't listened to it and I don't know when I'm gonna listen to it, is like Howard Stern on 9/11 or whatever. I have not listened to that tape of Howard Stern during 9/11. And then recently somehow I saw that thing of how he picked, like, I know he picked Conan for his best interview, and I heard somehow some clip of like Conan bringing up like how Howard was on the air during 9/11, like what he did for our country or like for the psyche or for I don't know, for whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is why Howard picked the Conan O'Brien interview as his best interview. But I haven't listened to that yet. No, and I don't know. I'm not confident. I mean, I've watched Zeitgeist and everything, you know, like I'm not pro our forefathers. I'm not pro the U.S. government. You know,
okay,
pro terrorists before I'm pro.
Okay, well,
Bush.
Well, I'm of the belief, right, that a lot of people in the celebrity world, especially in the media, they kind of knew about it. So my personal belief, and I'm not saying that this should be your personal belief. I'm not going to tell you to think this. You're free to think whatever you want. But I personally believe Howard knew about it, or he had some idea of how to react. So even though most people were reacting in anger and all that, I feel like Howard on purpose perpetuated it. And like that's why like his 2001 to 2000 and I think 2000 end of 2003 is like a hard like I can't listen to those shows because he was in a pro war stance of like let's invade Iraq, and that became a mistake because Iraq didn't have the WMDs, and it made me think that like him and his staff and all that kind of like, oh, this is this genuine reaction. But I think they purposely perpetuated hatred. Howard. People say Howard was like the original alt-right guy because he would be the first guy who would go, oh, it's my freedom of speech to say something and to say offensive things and all that. And it kind of set the template for what we see right now with all these people who think freedom of speech means you're going to be racist, misogynist, or homophobic, and all that type of shit.
Well, have you listened to that? Have you listened to the tape of him? Because it's like I know about it. Like he was on air or whatever during September 11th. Have you listened to that?
Yeah, and it really angers me. Like,
yeah.
At first, when I didn't know better, I just said, okay, this is Howard because he's reacting like he's scared and all that. So it's probably okay, right? Because that's how we all felt kind of on that day that happened, right? But to me, I feel like all these media figures, they know better. Like they know way more than what we know. Like there is, you know what I mean? So it wouldn't surprise me if Howard and them knew, and that it's just the way that they're right away they're calling for all the Middle East to be blown up. Like they're calling for Israel to go and do something to them and all that, and it just seems way too coincidental. It seems way too coincidental for it to be a coincidence to me, at least.
See, I'm gonna have to listen to that. I think I'm ready for it now because it's like I just like things that like I've just like I'm like I can't like I see it come up on YouTube. Oh fuck, where did I just drop? And I'm like I can't, but I'm gonna listen to that because I haven't listened to it.
Hey, that's fine. Wait, were you like a little kid on 9/11 or no?
Yeah, I was kind of a little kid, I guess. I mean, I don't know how old I was. I don't remember things like in years, in numbers, but I was pretty young, so for sure.
Cool.
I don't know how old I was, but like it was a weird. I mean, I know people that died on those planes. I know one person. Because it was like out of Boston.
Okay, that's cool. Going back to the old point, if I may ask, and it's fine if you don't want to answer, but is there like something shameful about admitting your age, or like are you scared of admitting your age or something? Like you seem kind of secretive about it.
Well, just like on the internet, I think it's more fun to like watch people guess about these things and fight about them than
I guess people. I think why people want to know is because like if they want to like let's say flirt with you or something, they don't want to like flirt with someone who's like not obviously underage or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm 11 years old, I'm like very well developed for that age, and You
No,
know?
but like seven, like even 17 or 18. You know what I mean? Like I know 18 is legal and all that type of shit, but like I would feel like I still like, you know what I mean? Like I would prefer like maybe like 19, 20, something like that. You know what I mean? I mean like over 20, but more personally over 21 essentially. You know what I mean?
Would prefer 1920 for what?
No, like if I meet someone online like on Periscope, right?
ASL?
If someone's like, what?
You mean ASL?
ASL.
ASL?
Oh, No, but
Wait,
what I
have
mean is
you
that,
never
like, if
heard
I'm talking to somebody on Periscope, I'll always ask their age because, like, let's say I want to joke around or, like, you know, work with them a little bit, then, like, you know, I want to know if they're, like, of legal age or something like that. I don't want to, like, do it with someone, I don't want to, like, even entertain that thought if someone's, like, underage, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely legal. I'm like 45 years old.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just didn't know it was like, you know, and that's why, you know, and that's why I was asking if you were really trans because like I'm not against trans women or anything, but like a trans woman still having a penis, it still kind of makes me go, I don't know if I can deal with that because like I'm not into penises, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, who is, honestly?
Yeah, I'm not. I'm
But
definitely not.
of course you are.
That's why.
And then straight, if you're trying to argue right now that you're a straight man, right? So of course you're.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I've never met any demographic more into peniles or penises, as you call them, than the straight man. The straight man is more into the penile than anybody else on the planet. I mean, right? Isn't that true? You're into penile.
No, but I don't know if that's completely true, but I think most straight men are into vagina. If I'm being completely frank with you,
they're getting into vagina if they're lucky, but they're into penile. They're dealing with it on a daily basis, you know? Like, a woman can be like, show me a penile when I need, you know? And then you don't have to show it to me any other time, you know? A straight woman could just be like, okay, give me that penile. I don't even need to see it. You know what I mean? Like, but you guys are the ones really staring at it, you know, hanging out with it. It's like you probably spent more time with a penile, at least one penile, than any woman you've ever been with or will be with.
I mean, if
I feel like it's self-hating to say that you're not into penile. You know what I mean?
If you're talking about my own penile, then sure, I spend time with that penile all the time. But
exactly.
I'm not really into penile though.
But are you not?
Not, no.
Okay. Well, let me give you a little either or game, okay? Little either or game, okay? You have either you cut off one ear or you cut off one penile on your own body. Which one are you going to do?
I already have one penile.
You don't even have one ear?
I'm saying, but how is one of your peniles? You only have one penile.
Okay. Now let's go back to the thought experiment. Okay. You have to cut off one thing. Okay. You can cut off one ear, just the ear. You don't have to go digging in and scraping out the brains. Just one ear or one penile. On yourself, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go for the year.
Sounds to me like you're into penile.
Shut up. Come on.
I mean, come on. It's
I
like
don't know.
you're into penile, believe me, I know it.
But I don't like looking at it. I'm not into it.
Who does? You think I like looking
I
at
mean,
it?
no. Are you ever gonna be in Canada or no?
Yeah. So you're in Toronto right now?
Yeah.
What time is it there? Is it the
Well,
same
4.
time?
You're in Boston, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's the same time there, I think.
Oh, you don't even get a time change. Some places in Canada, I thought in Toronto you did get a time change, no?
Well, I mean, we do the spring forward and lean back thing. We do the daylight savings, but
Now,
there's different places in Canada that have like the West Coast time and the Central time and all that.
do you know that daylight savings is a conspiracy? Are you down with that?
I mean, I don't see why we have to do daylight savings. I don't understand why they do that, but whatever. I never really cared about it too much.
I mean, it's well, when it's bad is in the winter, because it's like we could be having more daylight in the winter, and we don't because we're doing daylight savings, which was built for farmers on a farmer's schedule of getting up with the sun that people aren't on, and it's really, there should be like a choice to like ignore it. But if you have any kind of,
I hear you.
you know what I mean? That's when you should.
Yeah,
get
I
into
hear
it.
you. I hear you. Yo, listen. I was initially planning to go to sleep like a while back, but then I got your message on Twitter, so I decided to call in to talk to you. I kind of missed talking to you because I haven't talked in a while.
I know,
But I
but
really should get.
I'm so glad. I'll
What?
let you go to sleep for sure, because I was, I'm still fucking like trying to get my studio together for tomorrow. But I really am so glad you called though, because this has been a great conversation. First off, and I was like, where Hansy doesn't even want to talk to me anymore.
No, I was hoping you would message me, and I've been trying to talk to you on Twitter for a while, and I thought like you didn't go on these things that much, so I was like, okay, that I just stopped trying to talk to you as much, whatever. So I thought maybe you weren't even on as much on it, because you don't seem to really be on Twitter much or anything like that, or Facebook. So I just left you alone, and then when I saw your message, I'm like, oh wow, Jarva messaged me. I really want to talk to her, and I try to reply back to you on Facebook, but it says not sent. Like you cannot send this until your suspension is up, and it's gonna be up in by I think it's like the 15th or something like that. They give you a long month. They give you a long month suspension. You know what I mean? And
See,
so I couldn't message you. So I messaged you on Twitter. Thank God you had Twitter, because if you didn't have Twitter, then you really would have thought I was like not replying back to you.
I know. I was like, well, first off, I hope that you're okay, and second off, I hope that I didn't because I felt like I was like, I hope he isn't like fuck you because I didn't because those are like my worst. I mean, I'm not. Now you have my phone number, so you'll be able to get in contact with me. But like Twitter, I need to get better at Twitter. Facebook, I just like really avoid like the plague. But
No, that's fine. That's fine. Definitely. I definitely like talking to you.
Yeah.
You seem like a really talented person. I can see by your paintings and all your art. You seem like a really, really cool gal. You know.
Well, you know what? I love talking to you too. And next time or sometime we gotta talk about Facebook. Our next convo we should talk about Facebook because I want to know in more detail what happened to you and I mean it's like Howard like at least hates. I mean he's come from a different angle, but like Facebook, man, it's like a dangerous thing. I got a lot.
I hear you. Social media, the internet in general is like a really weird thing as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, but no. Listen, thank you for reaching out. I'm glad. I like talking to you. You know, I feel a special friendship when I talk to you. So it's cool that I got a chance to. So reach out to me more on Twitter by inbox and we can talk. You know what I mean, and all that. You know, I have your phone number. I'll add it. I'll text you so you know my number or whatever.
Yeah. Do it, especially if we can text for free. Definitely text me, and I'm gonna get better at Twitter, and I'm gonna re-download it. My phone's so full of shit that I have to delete things all the time, and then re-download them. So like I don't even have Twitter on my phone, which is why I haven't like been on there. But I'm gonna re-download it.
And if you can, try to get on Periscope as well.
I know. I'm good. That's been on my to-do list, and I'm like, maybe Hansi is like existing on Periscope, and I can't even. I'm gonna figure out what I can do with that. I don't know if I can get it
also
on
Periscope. Periscope is better.
For streaming.
Like you know how you're just working right now and you're just talking whatever.
Yeah. It's better for that.
Well, Periscope works better because people are always looking for random scopes to go into, and so a bunch of people, like depending on what, like if your title is, horny guys come talk to me or something like that, right? Like people will get the algorithm, and then like maybe like 200, 400 people will pile in and watch you do work and shit like that. You know what I mean? But it depends what your title is, but normally it's like it's better than like this, like unless somebody knows who you are to go specifically to you, like you might not get as much viewers on here, right? So you could probably get a lot of viewers from like something you're doing right now. Like it's a better shot at getting a viewership on there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's like it'd be nice. It's like I'm just like experiment with all this stuff, you know.
If you need help, I'll help you out. But yeah, but if you definitely, I've been on Periscope more lately because of my suspension. So I've been hanging out there mostly and all that. You know what I mean? There's like a lot of cool people, a lot of like hot chicks in there and all that type of shit. So like it's actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, I like when I had Periscope, I never like streamed on it, but I did just like watch, like I would like see random like just people that I followed. But when I had Periscope on my phone, like whoever I followed or whatever, I was like, it was definitely like easier that I would just like see there. I would get like some notification or whatever and like see that they were live. Do you know Stephen Brody Stevens?
Yeah. He had a scope, right?
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I hear you. But yo, listen, it's getting late, so I'm gonna try to go to sleep. But thank you for reaching out, though, eh?
Yeah, thank you for reaching back. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to get back to you because then I felt bad. And then when I didn't hear back from you, I'm like, oh no, I hope that like Nancy doesn't think that like, I don't know. So I'm glad that we're able to reconnect tonight.
Cool, yeah, so most definitely I'll holler at you sometime, right?
Yeah, holler at me.
And take it easy, okay, Jarva?
Okay. This is good. We have so much to talk about. It's really good talking to you.
No, yeah, no, most definitely.
And I'm gonna check out and I'm gonna watch those things. I wrote them down, but you should watch or listen to the Robin Williams Howard Stern thing. Just at least.
I'll definitely.
Okay, like at least.
I'll definitely listen to it.
Especially for the Trump thing, because I want to know if that influences your opinion about the Trump thing.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. I'll definitely listen to it. Okay.
Okay.
So.
All right. Stay good. I'll talk to you soon. Look at this. I made this fucking rack. My dad didn't think this was going to fit in my car, but it fit in my car. And it's working. This is my old clothing rack right here that was supposed to be like this, but was not as good. Oh my God, it's 4 in the morning. And my progress here somewhat limited. But you can't beat that. You can't keep playing. Thank God I checked Twitter. Because that was in the back of my mind, honestly bothering me. That I didn't know what happened to Hansy, and we haven't talked. And look, there he is. He's still Hansy. And I love him. I think he's great. He's one of the shit is like not really cool. You know what? Like, I guess I'm just gonna stay up all night. I don't know. Should I end this stream in case anything happens to it or not? I guess maybe I'll end it and restart it because, well, you know what? I really want to kind of listen to / watch that Bethany Frankel show where she gets married to that guy that I guess ends up torturing her through emails. If you follow the story of America's favorite Real Housewife, which I do. I still have a lot of fucking work to do. Shepard Smith saw that leaked video 3 years ago. How did he get it? He's fucking beyond me and Hansy. We just found it this week. Maybe we'll find out someday in the future. Okay. I'm gonna end this stream and then I'm just gonna restart a new stream because that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, all right. Hi. Oh my god! And then I'm really down this hour. Let's go to 5. Maybe I could still go. I don't have to stay up all night. I could still sleep tonight. It's possible. I could still sleep tonight. Good night. But then, you know what? It's like, maybe it's just easier to just not. Is that a problem when you are like consistently in your life being like, oh no, it makes a lot more sense to just stay up all night tonight and then sleep tomorrow? I think some people would say that that's some kind of a I mean, honestly, I want to read this fucking book, Getting Things Done. You know? I don't know that I'll join the cult. I'm gonna definitely learn about the cult surrounding that. Me and Hansy for sure have a lot more to talk about. And I'm gonna watch those videos too. But I feel like with Scientology, like I have KKK, my studio mate, who's in Maine right now, and doesn't care to talk to me or answer my text, but whatever. He has my copy of Dianetics, which I did start reading, and I've read like a good amount of it. I mean, not a good amount, like in context of the whole book, because the book is about this big. I read about this much. But I feel like Getting Things Done is a more digestible read for like just a curiosity about a cult that you're not necessarily going to join. So I think I should read that. I have heard Howard talk about that, and I have heard how that's like related to the whole Marcy thing. But I think that it would be good information for all of us if I read the whole book. So let's see if they have it at the library. Okay, I'm gonna end this stream and start a new one because if I do get this studio looking good, I want to document it. Love you, friends. Love you, sluggers. Love you, Hansie.